Welcome to Purge Evil. Today I want to share with you what I believe to be one of the coolest mods ever created for Baldur's Gate 3 and something I personally have been waiting for since Baldur's Gate 3 was released. That's right, today we are looking at Endless Battle Roguelite Game Mode. A roguelite-ish game mode in which you fight waves of enemies at predefined locations, arena style. Random loot drops at the end and the story becomes unnecessary. So for those of us that are absolutely in love with the combat of Baldur's Gate 3, we can now just play the game instead of the story and walking around and all that jazz. This mod is designed to work best from a new save and can be played right after the tutorial. But if you feel like it, you can start playing at any time. Honor mode is recommended for the true permadeath experience. The basic concept is selecting a scenario and a map. When leaving camp, the party gets teleported to the map coordinates and the combat begins. Multiple waves of enemies spawn at the defined locations. After killing all enemies, loot spawns based on enemies killed. Then you pick up the loot, go back to camp, and repeat. New roguelike game mode will let you fight progressively harder encounters automatically. No interaction required. Maps are selected at random. Unlocks which carry over save games, probably tadpole related, is something I'm planning for the future. Still a work in progress, and I am adding new features. Please provide improvement suggestions. This is the mod that I have been waiting for basically since the game came out. I'm pretty sure I said this either on stream or in one of my early videos that I love the combat so much in this game that I wish I could just play like an arena mode where it was just combat, no story, no walking around. And this is basically exactly what I wanted. How to play. Mod is disabled by default and will prompt if you load a save. Welcome to Endless Battle. Start playing, yes. Choose to select roguelike mode. Continuously create new battles. You will gain a higher score with every completed fight. Difficulty increases with the score, and yes, you can level up while you play this. As you can see here, we have level 1 to 3, level 3 to 5, 5 to 7, and so on, with different difficulties down here. And then we have the maps over here, which you can open this manually by either attacking Wither or typing this into the console. So if you guys want to check this out, I will leave this link in the description. So basically how this works is Hippo, the mod's creator, parsed through the game's root templates and rated enemies in 6 different tiers based on HP, stats, level, etc. So almost all enemies can spawn. Loot can be all items from the game with certain filters applied: food, alchemy, scrolls, weapons, armor, etc. Drop rates are divided by the game's rarity definition. Maps are defined with a name, the spawn point, and multiple coordinates which represent the spawn points for enemies. Scenarios are defined with a name, drop rates by rarity, and a timeline. Enemies by tier per round. Maps will be entered when the party leaves camp, and experience gain is adjusted and overall higher, so reaching max level is possible by just playing the game mode. Here's a picture of the loot dropping after the battle. Then you can see here we've got Sarevok, some other shit going on, and the Steel Watcher boss up here on the cliff where the harpies should be. This is legitimate arena style combat, and I'm so excited for it. Alright, so I've got it installed here. Let's play the game. We have now loaded in, and you can see the pop-up is here. Welcome to Endless Battle. Start playing. Play roguelike mode. Continuously create new battles. You will gain a higher score. We're not going to do that. What we are going to do is go over here and attack withers, which brings up the UI. As you can see here, just like the pictures on the Nexus page, you can select the level, which is basically like the difficulty, and then you can select the map. If you're going to use this, you're probably not going to be playing story, so I would recommend always bypassing story. Make sure that's checked off. We have a couple sliders, one for randomizing the spawn position of enemies, and another for your experience multiplier. Obviously, if you didn't select yes for playing the roguelike roguelike mode, when it pops up in the beginning, you can select it here instead. You can enable the debug feature, and after the round is over and you've killed all the enemies, you can have the items spawn at the player's position rather than the map's entry point. As Hippo stated, this is a work in progress, so there will probably be more maps in the future. We should support our fellow Slayer. Make sure to give them some love on the Nexus page, give them some kudos or whatever, some donations if possible, and just a big thank you, because this is a really cool mod and I've been waiting for it for a long time. So now what we'll do real quick is we'll just go ahead and start one of these up so you guys can get the general gist of what this actually is. I selected level 10 through 12 and we are going to the swamp map, and to actually start it you have to leave the camp. Now once you leave the camp, it's going to teleport you to the section of the world that you selected, which is the quote-unquote map. It's going to despawn anything that should be there if you haven't been there already in the story or whatever. It's going to load you there, it's going to delete everything, and it's going to spawn in whatever mobs it deems relatable to the settings that you chose. Let's see what it chooses for level 10 to 12, my first round at the Putrid Bog. Let's go ahead and move over a little bit. Combat doesn't actually start until you move. Now that combat started, what do we got spawned? We got a veteran Githyanki, an intellect devourer, fallen ranger, skeletor man, tormented soul, tweaking, a goblin, that's funny, a level 2 warg, that is funny, and a level 4 redcap, that's hilarious. But yeah, you get the general gist of it. Basically, you just select what you want to do and then you spawn in. And as you've seen before, you can select your XP multiplier. So basically, you don't even have to play the story mode if you just want to mess with builds and play the combat and just, you know, have fun that way. And this is the type of shit that really gets me excited for when they release full mod support. It is going to be absolutely amazing. I mean, just look at this. This is an entire game mode already. Just imagine what they're going to be able to do in a few months time or a year from now. I mean, this game has a lot left to give, that's for sure. But anyways, this is the mode that I have been waiting for since the release of this game, and it's only going to get updated, so go give the creators some support, give them some donations or whatever, and you know, tell them what a great job they did, because this is really awesome. You guys want to see more of this mode? Let me know down in the comments, and maybe I'll do a playthrough of the roguelike mode. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and until next time, purge evil.
Oh, yeah, crown in my palm, but I ain't put it on. Yeah, crown in my palm, but I ain't put it on. Yeah, crown in my palm, but I ain't put it on. Yeah, crown in my palm, but I ain't put it on. Yeah.